Capricorn.
Hello Capricorn, this is your forecast for April 2014, and a big month for you with major changes. And I think these changes that are coming to you are not as much as surprising as they are actually concluding the journey that you've been on for a long time, okay? It's like, here we go again. A lot of these issues with this very intense setup here for April, we've visited in the past. We had it there at New Year's Eve. We had it sometime there towards the autumn of 2013, and here we go again. But it is somewhat, you know, these difficult planets, when they square off and they oppose one another, yes, it brings a surge of energy to the surface. And but as long as we're prepared, we're ready for it. And I think there's so many of you Capricornians too that have been working long, you know, and very patiently towards these major changes and shifts that are coming your way right now. So I'm going to go through all of this, and then you might want to re-listen here sometime mid-April just to come back to it, because there's a lot of information, and then you will be prepared. You'll know what I talk about as we get into it. But the major changes for you this month, it's all going to be between you, yourself, your personality, you know, that Pluto in that first house, where you've been working on this major, deep, inner spiritual sense of transformation on your path of life, and then also your relationships kind of been like this here for a while too. So you're going to see how this is going to come to the forefront. Jupiter there is in your 7th house of committed relationships. That's your spouse, your other. It could also be those you work with very closely, one-on-one. This is going to be stretched like this. You're going to be able to see both sides here. And then smack in the middle, little crunch between a rock and a hard place, is going to be Uranus. Uranus is change. That is the key in the lock. That is what is going to release some of the tension that has been growing here between the relationship, yourself, your partner, home, family matters. And it might just be major changes taking place in your partner and his or her life as well, that will bring around change for you. That is Uranus. 4th house, that's who you are on the inside. Just like the 1st house projects your personality out to the world, the 4th house is who you are on the inside when nobody else is looking. Top of the month, we have the Sun squaring off on Jupiter, and so the Sun is now currently here transiting through your 4th house, your home, and already on the 2nd here, it's going to be conjuncting Uranus, so you can expect a big surprise here. On April 2nd, and just something out of the blue. That's what Uranus does. When we expect it the least, we can expect the unexpected. But what will it pertain to? Well, it's going to be a 4th house issue. So something within home, family, your family structure, or the roots that you're trying to put down. And it is pretty much here in a bit midpoint between your partner and yourself as well, so it can tie into this conjunction. You'll see as we go along too how all of this can now start tying into a fuller picture. So it's not just you, and it's not just about your partner or where you live, and then the job that you hold, your career, is definitely going to come into the picture big time this month. You have Mars in your 10th house for career. It's been balancing. You've been going a little bit back and forth, whether to go in this direction or that direction, needing to or feeling like you need to make a decision here. And it's been a long journey here in transiting through Libra. So we've been having that for a few months, and now Mars is retrograde. So it's slowing down, it's going backwards. It went retrograde March 1st, will stay there, will remain there until May 20th. So you'll see things in your career field between now and May 20th. It's all about finding your pace, okay? Finding that perfect balance, things coming into being. And then from May 20th, it's going to pick up speed, still in your 10th house of career, moving forward until it finally leaves this area. So you have several months to find your rhythm, should I say. On April 3rd, this is a great time to have a conversation, Mercury trining off on Saturn. Saturn is your own authority, your inner sense of self and mastery, and communicating this to somebody in a place of authority. You know, that could be a supervisor, it could be a boss. For you, this is going to be in the area of 3rd house and the 11th house. So 3rd house is already communication as well. So it's a double whammy. You're going to be communicating excellently, very clearly. And Saturn is up here in the area of groups and organizations and friends and friendships. So there might just be an offer. If you're interviewing, April 3rd is perfect. You're going to come across loud and clear and very, very put together, all right, with a sense of a good grasp. But you're also might feeling that the Sun on the same day here is squaring on Pluto, and the Sun being you and Pluto in the 1st house, the Sun is more now radiating towards this shift that's taking place. Pluto, it's how you're thinking, how you can present yourself out towards the world on this day. And if you're having an interview, well, this Pluto is going to fuel you to really show, you know, the depths of who you are and all the skills, talents, and know-how that you have. So a very strong, confident day with a lot of excitement, okay? And that just those first few days is leading up to this excitement on the 3rd. Now, Venus has been moving through the sign of Aquarius, which for you has been in your area of finances. So March might have expressed a little bit more expenses, money going out, having fun. Venus loves to shop, and Uranus is, or should I say Aquarius, might be that you've been buying things a little bit out of the ordinary, which is the Aquarian feel. Well, Venus now is going to slow down on the spending out of that 2nd house into the 3rd house on April 5th. So that will be that you will be communicating, sharing, traveling, or meeting up with friends and family, should I say more so like siblings, here from the 5th onwards as Venus transits through Pisces. And Pisces love having Venus, you know, visiting because it feels at home. Pisces is so romantic and creative as is, so to have a visit from Venus here just makes it even that much more so. Great creative time here in April for you. Mercury has been transiting Pisces in March, so your mind might have been flowing. You know, think about Neptune, it's like the ocean. So your mind might have been wandering in March, where you're heading, what it is you want, where are your goals, thinking about all these different creative solutions. And then come April 7th, when it moves into Aries, well, Aries is ruled by Mars. It's Marsy, it's action, it initiates, it's the entrepreneur. So your mind and your way of thinking, your analytical mind is going to kick into action, and the 4th has everything to do with your foundation. So I see how your mind is going to be all about placing roots in a very secure manner that is going to be following you throughout all of this month. On the 8th, well, decisions to come in, or maybe you're waiting for a decision. The Sun and Mars here is a little stretched. They're opposite one another. And for you, this is you probably waiting on something coming from the 10th house, career. You might get some news here on this day, and it should be good just because Mars up here has been already laying down the grounds for where it is, what choices you've been wanting to make. On the 12th, mark that on your calendar, Venus and Neptune doing the little dance here, the happy dance, romantic dance. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, and so here we have probably the most romantic date of the month. For you, all of this is going to play out in the 3rd house of communication and travel. Might mean that you might not be in the same space perhaps as your partner. Doesn't matter. You will stay connected. So it could be conversations coming in where it's heartfelt and deep and spiritual too. That may come through a text, a message, a phone call from somebody that might be at distance from you, just because the 3rd house, it's like, could be a travel distance away. Maybe you will be traveling here on April 12th. Then we have the week between the 14th and the 20th. Well, here we go. This is where we're going to start feeling the beat, starting to lift and rise. You're going to question yourself a whole lot because Mercury is really in a position here with both Jupiter, Uranus, and Pluto, and Mars. So we got all these active planets, action-packed planets. It's going to be squaring, it's going to be conjuncting, and so you're going to ask, God, am I ready for this? Here we go. Capricorn, take a deep breath. You have been planning this for months and months and months on end. It's been a transit, or should I say, a phase. It's been an issue, ongoing issue here for the last year, at least for you. And in some of these aspects, especially when it comes to home and partnership, perhaps, it could have been a many-year issue now coming to some conclusion. And so you're going to ask, do I really want this when I've been praying for it? Yes, you do. Can I really do it? You know, and yes, I've been praying for this. Yes, you can do it. Pluto is going to bring in some final type of transformation. So everything that's playing out here in April, do recall and tell yourself that you have, in fact, been praying for a lot of these major changes that are now coming. So this is the birthing process here, Capricorn. Okay, this week between the 14th and the 20th, it's contractions. You had these contractions in the fall. You had them around there at New Year's. Maybe there was a fallout there at New Year's. The last time we had these squares and oppositions, well, here you come again. You're going to revisit whatever fallout. It's going to be back on the map, and it might bring up, you know, some of that which played out before. However, though, you know what? The beauty of it is, this time around, is that Venus, which is love, Venus is security, those things that are so important to us. It's, even though you're having all these squares, Venus with Jupiter, Jupiter is hope and optimism. It's abundance, right? Jupiter will do everything big and beautiful on the grand scale for you. And having Venus here, well, it's saying trust, just trust, have faith. You know, in the process itself, there is that support coming from Jupiter with love. Venus can also be money, mind you. And then we have Pluto on the very same day. This is on the 18th for both of them. Pluto, which is transformation, what you're trying to change, have been trying to change. Well, Venus is coming in saying too, I'm supporting this, that everything that's playing out now is for the higher good of you, you know, your partner, whoever is involved in this. So it's all good. Now, money-wise, we're not just talking a little money, which Venus is. We're talking big money, that is Jupiter. And then we're also talking the Pluto, you know, mega big. So for you, this Venus here will be in your third house. So there could be news about, perhaps, it could be a job because Mars is in the 10th house. But the news is coming through the third house. That could be a text, a phone call, an email, or through a meeting. You will know that something is securing itself. Now here comes the 20th. Now comes the big test, the intensity of maybe not just of the month, but of the year. And so all the signals that we're filtering through from the 14th and 20th, here we go. Jupiter square Uranus. On the 20th also, Jupiter opposing Pluto. This is huge because think about the big body of Jupiter. I mean, it's humongous, right? Squaring off on Uranus, which denotes change. And when that comes in as a square, it can happen really quickly. It can happen overnight. Boom, there you go. Something is liberating. Something is freeing itself. And at the same time, Jupiter opposing Pluto, which is that transformation, letting go of the old, right? And renewing itself to new beginnings. So big day here on the 20th, and I hope it's going to be really, really good for you. For many of you, you will feel how it's going to affect you directly, or your partner, or both of you. And then we have on the 21st, Uranus, which is liberation from the old, and Pluto transforming the old. That's squaring off on the 21st. So, I mean, it's all coming in here together, all simultaneously. And on the 22nd, we have Mars squaring off on Jupiter. Mars, your actions, goals, your ambitions, squaring off on Jupiter, which is now moving forward, wanting to really pave the way in such a beautiful, optimistic feeling that you can now expand your world. Where is it expanding? It's in the 7th house of partnership, one-on-one relationships, working closely one-on-one with somebody. And Jupiter also rules foreign people, places, countries. Maybe your partner is going to get something in foreign places or an opportunity. Maybe this is what's going to transform where you're at, or maybe you will also be given the possibility to think about traveling, and maybe this can even tie into Mars in the career house, might even affect your 4th house where Uranus is, and suddenly out of the blue everything is possible and totally perhaps different from where you were last month or these last months. So you got to see what this means to you. Jupiter loves travel, loves foreign places, other countries, and Uranus in your home. Well, that's been coming for a long time now, that things are going to be changing, where you live, how you live, and that change can definitely also put you in a totally different place. You know, the unexpected surprise. Who knew, right? We don't know before Uranus presents it to us. You might hear already something about this already on April 2nd. So as you see, it's a big month of transformation. We should all be excited. Everybody's going to feel it. You know, it's going to fall in different places for all of us. This is why you want to also listen to your moon and rising sign. Why? Because these planets are going to fall into different areas of your chart, and they will relate to you equally as importantly as the sun chart is doing for you here right now. I would like to mention the new moon here coming in on the 29th. After all of these changes apparently that have taken place for you, your new moon will be in the area of the 5th house for creativity, for love and romance, new relationships, or the way that you can start now new beginnings with your loved one. If you're single, you might just find somebody new here on the 29th, so mark that off on your calendar too. And then we have the full moon this month, April 15th, which is going to be in the area of friendships. So you might just have a really nice evening here with friends, but it also rules social networks and groups and organizations. So you might feel that something's being harvested here around you in this area mid-month, and that may also be something that you've been working for, not just this last month, you know, from the prior new moon, but also for the months that you've been investing into it. And it should be good. It should be solid, because this new moon is going to be passing Saturn within short from the 15th, and Saturn will like to ground and stabilize and secure a new foundation here in the area within groups. So, yes, I wish you a good month. I'm really excited, Capricorn, to see what May is going to bring to you. Why? Because then we have all of this that we're talking about now behind us, and so you're already flushed out, you know, of the bottleneck. You've come through the tunnel, and then May is going to start setting up a new ground for you. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and come back next month and see exactly what May is going to be bringing to you. So bye for this month.
Do you follow Karen's daily scopes yet? If not, and wonder what they hold, click the sample link below and listen to both the Astroscope and Tarot Scope, and get a feel for what you can expect in your love, career, and financial outlook for today.